Hey everybody, I'm Megan Fox with pjmedia.com, and some of you in the comments have asked me to look into the Carrie Diaries and the Sarah Jessica Parker controversy around the Carrie Diaries. You know, I never saw the Carrie Diaries, and actually I just sat down and watched episode 1, the pilot, this morning because I'm planning on finding out more about that. The reason I didn't watch it, I kind of didn't even remember that it existed, was because I'm just generally not interested in shows about teen romance. I find it cringy to watch teenagers, especially nowadays, how they have them all simulating underage sex and stuff. And I just don't. I'm 45 years old. What do I care about teenagers, except for the ones that I'm trying to raise that are in my house? And then, I'm all worried about what they're watching and what kind of, So I'm not really interested in teen dramas. I didn't start watching Euphoria for the same reason. It's just not. I'm not the demographic. However, since we are talking about this, and I thought I would watch it, and I'll do a recap on that later. But I did find this article that I thought you would like to hear. What Sarah Jessica Parker really thought about the Carrie Diaries. Fans think the disapproval of the OG Carrie might have sabotaged AnnaSophia Robb's The Carrie Diaries, leading to its cancellation. This was published back in 2021 in November. The upcoming Sex and the City sequel, And Just Like That, is rejected by many fans of the show. With Kim Cattrall, 65, not reprising her role as the sex goddess Samantha Jones, they think there isn't much to see anymore except the old toxic relationship of Carrie Bradshaw and Big. Some even say that the HBO Max miniseries might be a flop, like the second Sex and the City movie. You could say that again. Or the prequel CW's The Carrie Diaries, slammed by SJP herself. Starring AnnaSophia Robb, 27, as the young Carrie, the spinoff had a mere 2-season run from 2013 to 2014. The main reason it was canceled was a lack of viewership. Some have ruled it out as a natural fate of most spin-offs. Actually, could I just interject here? I think that why it failed is that the audience for Sex and the City was an adult audience. And I don't think that aiming it at kids would suddenly take that adult audience and move it to this show for kids or about kids for the same reasons I just said. I think it's weird to watch kids' love lives. I'm not into that. And people who are should be investigated by Chris Hansen. You know what I'm saying? All right, moving on. But others think of the disapproval of the OG Carrie might have sabotaged it. But what exactly did SJP say about the show? And did the writer of the book, Sex and the City and the Carrie Diaries, agree with her? Here's the whole dish. AnnaSophia Robb's thoughts on playing young Carrie Bradshaw. Robb was 19 years old when she played the teenage Carrie, a 16-year-old recent high school graduate. It's a dream come true, she told New York Daily News in 2013. The young actress was confident and determined to bring her own take on the part. I try to watch an episode each night, she continued, to remind myself of the energy in the part, although I'm not trying to emulate SJP at all. That's not what anyone, Amy Harris, the executive producer, or the studio wants. I think she did, from what I saw of it, a pretty good job. I think she was very Carrie-esque. Of course, that was no shade on SJP. The Bridge to Terabithia star even said that her adult Carrie was a phenomenal, outstanding performance on its own. Robb clarified that she was just trying to capture some of its essence and energy in some sort of a combination of her in the original show and me as her younger version. The Soul Surfer actress also revealed that she had to adjust to the whole new lifestyle. Originally from Denver, she said moving to New York had been a wild ride. The paparazzi are not great, but everything else has been amazing, she shared. It definitely has been a transition. I don't think I've processed the whole thing. The move to New York, the show, I'm just sort of dazed and confused. But SJP isn't a big fan of the Carrie Diaries. During an interview with Net-a-Porter's The Edit, SJP admitted that it was odd that another actress was taking on her iconic role. I'm not sure, I think it's one of those tests of your generosity, said the Hocus Pocus star. Gosh, that's That's pretty rude, Sarah. You don't own Carrie Bradshaw. It's a fictional character and anyone can play it. There's been so many examples of other actresses playing the same role in so many different things. One actress just does not own the role. Okay, continuing. She, Rob, is a lovely girl, and I want her to feel good about it, but it's odd. You think she's going to feel good about you calling her odd and her portrayal of Carrie Bradshaw odd? I actually thought it was pretty good, her portrayal of Carrie Bradshaw. There wasn't any rift between the two actresses. In fact, Rob said that Parker had sent her a very lovely note, kind of giving me her blessing and encouraging me and saying how dear the part was for her. Was that encouraging or was it pressure? Sounds like a lot of pressure to me. Harris also confirmed Parker's support in making the spin-off. She told me how unbelievably proud she is and how grateful that it's me that's carrying on the torch. The executive producer said of the Sex and the City lead star. She's been wonderfully magnanimous, and it's been lovely and very scary for me because I take my responsibility very seriously. Harris was behind the coming-of-age idea for Carrie Diaries. She said that for people who have never seen Sex and the City, this is just a really great coming-age story about a girl becoming a woman. The writer of Sex and the City defended Carrie Diaries. Well, of course she would. She wrote it. Former New York Observer columnist Candace Bushnell, 62, didn't agree with SJP's comments on the prequel. The Sex and the City and Carrie Diaries author even encouraged fans to watch the CW show. Well, she was an executive producer on it. Why wouldn't she? So that's another interesting thing I found out while I was watching it, is that Candace was an executive producer on the Carrie Diaries. So that was something she actually had a hand in, unlike Sex and the City, where she wasn't. I don't think she had an executive producer role. Maybe she did at one point, but I know at least in the later seasons, I know she didn't. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys who know. She might have been involved in the first couple. The reality is that's show business, Bushnell told the Daily Beast in 2013. Sarah Jessica's first part was somebody else's part. She played Annie on Broadway. She understands how these things work. Good for you, Candace. The Daily Beast also wrote that the spin-off only had an average of 1.5 million viewers, leading to speculations that it wouldn't be renewed for season 2. Look, Sarah Jessica Parker is 47, Bushnell added. I think with the second movie, Carrie Bradshaw couldn't be an ingenue anymore, but I think they were stuck doing what the audience wanted. Did we want a trip to Abu Dhabi? Is that what we wanted? I don't know about that. The writer also expressed her disapproval of a then-rumored Part 3 in the Sex and the City movie franchise. She explained, realistically, a middle-aged woman who was married without children would be much more focused on her career and less focused on this Mr. Big. Does he love me? Does he still not love me? It's true. I mean, I think it was coming to the end of what they could do with the character, she continued. Obviously, because what they did with the character now is just, she's peeing on herself and vomiting in the street. They really ran out of ideas. It's really true. Oh, Candace Bushnell saw it coming. In a recent interview, she said she wasn't bothered about Samantha Jones being gone in the upcoming sequel. She also plans on watching the limited series, but again, she acknowledged that HBO is going to make money on it, and they're going to exploit it as much as they can. Well, that's show business. So that's pretty interesting. So it seems that Candace Bushnell and Sarah Jessica have been at odds for a while now, and Candace has been public about it. I mean, the thing that kind of bothers me about this is that it does seem like mean girl behavior, which then just further solidifies what Kim Cattrall has said about Sarah Jessica Parker. Like, she could have been nicer. And she could have been nicer to this young actress who got this big break to do this big show. Now, I think the mistake was that the target audience is just too old for this show. And I don't think that most adults want to watch shows about teen sex. If that's what it was about. I can't say that I know that for sure because I only have watched the pilot episode. And I may keep watching it because I liked the pilot, and I'll get to that. I'm going to do another video on that coming soon. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this article and what you thought about Sarah Jessica's remarks about the Carrie Diaries. And did you like the Carrie Diaries? Did you watch it? Am I wrong thinking that it was creepy for adults? But I don't know. I don't know. Just let me know. So I'll be back later on with other thoughts on things. So like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that alarm bell, and I'll talk to you later.